It's working. Okay, first off, let me just say how awful I am as a human being. It's been like, what, two and a half weeks since we've sent something back and forth to one another. Like, I literally started freaking out because I didn't know why you weren't messaging me back. So I went back to the last email that we sent back to one another, the one that you sent me, and I was like, I just don't get it because I sent an email back after this email. But me, I was looking at the dates as to when this email got sent, and literally it got sent like 2.5 weeks ago, and I started to realize, oh, she did send me an email. I hadn't read it. I thought it was like an old email. So I read it tonight and I was like, no, like I need to send an email. Basically, I finally was able to like sit down and think about everything that I wanted to like talk to you about, and I was like laughing at myself because I was like, I cannot believe I actually didn't send an email back to her. Like, I was not blowing you off. I was not totally ignoring you. I just real deal legit thought that you did not send me an email, and then I realized that I'm stupid because I did not send an email back. So yeah, I know that's really weird. This isn't an email. This is a video recording off my video camera. Now you know what my voice sounds like. I'm kind of low-key whispering though because I'm in my grandparents' basement. They were really generous just to open their house to us and allow us to stay in their home while we're working on building our home on the homestead that we've talked about. It's been really nice because I get to have the whole downstairs to myself. I'm literally in this giant bathroom. We're gonna do a tour. This is the giant mirror once it like zooms. Hello. There's another mirror for me to wash my hands and wash my face and my teeth, and if you look, it's like really weird because it doesn't not proportioned correctly. The toilet, the royal throne, Oval Office. Oh yeah. The L shower. Okay, I want to talk about how you went into an abandoned schoolhouse and an abandoned hospital. No bueno. Do you know what could be living in those things? Animals, dead things. That is a horror movie waiting to happen. I know you were freaked out. You said you were freaked out, but I don't even want to think about what could have happened. Those places are creepy. The devil himself, I'm sure, lives in those hallways. I'm not about that life. So I give you total credit for actually going out there because that's absolutely terrifying. Have you ever been in a haunted house? Growing up, we weren't really like allowed to go to haunted houses and stuff because my mom didn't want to put these bad thoughts in like our heads and stuff, which I'm thankful for now that I'm older because I realized that if we would have went to like haunted houses and things that are really creepy growing up, that it would probably affect me now because I'd be a lot more paranoid in like specific places and everything because I don't watch horror movies. I've never watched a horror movie. Have you? The worst movie that is even close to being a horror movie was at my friend's house when I was staying the night, and she put on this movie about cannibals and they were literally just eating people. That's it. That's my horror story. I'm scared by little things. And the fact that you guys thought it was haunted, nope. My dad claims that his best friend's house is haunted because if you stay the night in the basement, things will like take the blanket off of you and stuff, but I will not go. And he keeps offering me to like go over and do it, and I say, Dad, I'm not going to do that because I'm not about to have my blanket ripped off of me. I think it's funny that both of our families are like relating in so many ways regarding the farm and stuff. I am not a farmer. Like today, for example, there's this cat that just followed me around. I do not like cats. Cats are literally spawns of the devil. Number one, their ears are disgusting. I understand they're cats and they can't really clean them, but you would think the owners of the cats would clean them. I think it's really cool that your dad doesn't really know where he got his passion from. And the only reason I say that is because that's how a lot of people are nowadays. Like, there will be people who are so into music and they have a son or a daughter who just wants to like be a librarian and wants nothing to do with loud music. Do you know what I mean? It's a random thing. I can't wait to learn more about your family and your dad and your mom and what they do and what your dad wants to do on this homestead of his and the land that they want to buy. Hannah, your poor pug is known as a chicken slayer. I mean, it's funny, but when you say that your pug ate a chicken, all I can think about is a little tiny puppy pug like chasing this really big rooster. Eventually the rooster like turns around and attacks the dog. I don't know. That poor dog now has to live with that name for the rest of its life. Regarding all the elephants when we lived on the farm, elephants didn't roam around. They each had their own pen and they each had their own area to graze on the grass and the trees and stuff. But my mom had to hide all of her animals on the back porch because the corporate offices were saying that her rabbits were making the elephants sick. So we had to hide like all of our rabbits and some of our chickens and the ferrets. We had to hide them all on the back porch. I know what you mean when you say you love your mom. I cannot live without my mommy. Obviously we both can because we're doing it in the fall. She's really helped me through so much. Like, we used to not get along at all. I was really disrespectful as a child, but now I'm not. I don't know where I'd be without her. God has truly blessed me with a mom that I call Superwoman. It worries me that you have a bad memory just like I have a bad memory, because that means we both have a bad memory. We're just gonna lose things. We're not gonna know where anything is. We're gonna have to make lists. We're gonna have to make like a checkout log. So like when we use things, we're just gonna have to write our name and then check it out, and then at the end of the day we'll put it back and check it back in, so we like make sure we don't lose anything, because it's so important that we remember where our items are. I still can't get past the fact that it was a wooden couch. Like, who sits on wooden couches? The only thing I think about is all the splinters you could have possibly gotten from this couch. I have two fears. Number one, spiders. I hate spiders. I don't care if they eat bugs. If they eat bugs, they can eat me. Have you seen the pictures of the giant tarantulas in like Australia? Bigger than my body. One day I'm just casually walking down the street in Australia, and all of a sudden I'm being like attacked by this giant spider. Like, my third biggest fear is a hospital. I can't even walk into a hospital without thinking that there is at least 5 dead bodies in here right now. I can't even walk into graveyards. I am so afraid of dead bodies and dead things. I don't like human bodies. This area right here on my arm, I can't touch it. Then the back of my kneecaps, I literally decked a guy in the face one time because he thought it'd be funny to touch the back of my kneecap, and I turned around and I went knocked one of his teeth out. I didn't mean to, but I give you credit because you took it like a pro. You took your break like a pro. Girl, I can't do that. Do you like brag about your break? Yeah, I broke my arm on a wooden couch. No big deal compared to the guy that broke his arm like wrestling a bear. I don't necessarily have sensitive hair. My sister is really into doing hair. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I don't have a problem with it. Like, if you were to ever ask to do my hair, I'd be like, yeah, sure, you can do my hair. And you could probably rip out more than like 1,000 strands, and I'd still be like, yeah, you can do my hair, whatever. Is your hair like super duper thick, or do you just say it's thick? I used to have super short hair. It was literally like this short. Looking back at pictures, I looked like a guy. A couple weeks ago, I was talking to my mom and I was like, yeah, I'm ready for a change. I'm just ready to change my hair. Mom, what do you think about this? And she was like, you look like a 12-year-old boy. Mom, do you think when you get to school, like you personally, because I've thought about this, when you get to school, do you think you're gonna be that person that just does like a bunch of crazy things you never would have imagined doing? Oh, I'm gonna get to school and chop all my hair off. I'm gonna get to school and get my first tattoo. Oh, I'm gonna go to school and get my first nose piercing. I don't think I'm gonna be that kind of person at all. What do you think? Do you think you're gonna be a very spontaneous person that just wants to try like everything? Did you know that literally right next to Evangel there's frat houses because of Missouri State? I was telling my mom that. I said, Mom, I'm gonna go to a frat party when I go to school. Obviously I was kidding. I have no interest in going to frat parties. I like to follow the law. I love being safe. I have no intentions of breaking the law at all. Dear Hannah's mom, I'm lame. I don't do anything illegal. I eat ice cream past 12 o'clock at night. That's it. I'm so glad you love the rain, because I'm the kind of person that just like likes to run out in the rain and like dance in the rain or stand in the rain or catch the rain in my mouth. It's literally raining here right now, and like 30 minutes ago before I came in here to do this, me and my grandparents were sitting on the porch watching the storm go by, listening to the storm, and it was so pretty. It was beautiful. It was just nice to sit down and like listen and see these things that God has created. It was beautiful. When you say you live in the desert and it doesn't rain a lot, I think back to the movie Holes, the one moment when it finally starts raining and all these kids run out into the dirt and start like dancing in the dirt and stuff. Like, when you say desert, I literally think of the desert. Cactuses, hay, round things that like roll. I don't know what they're called. Obviously, I know you don't live in that kind of desert. I'm not excited about tornadoes though. I don't think it's gonna bug me because, like I said, I came from Florida, and when we had hurricanes, we practically like danced and and we ignored the hurricanes and we didn't really do anything, so I'm not too worried about that. But I think it'll be really cool to experience new weather. It's a new part of adulting. I have to see how the world works. First of all, I want to say congratulations to your boyfriend Christian, pushing through and continuing college and doing what he really wants to do. That's awesome. And the fact that he treats you the way you deserve to be treated makes me all the more happy for you and for him, because he's mature and he's grown up. Please do not hesitate to talk about Christian. I have no problem hearing stories about you two. None at all. Basically, here's the rundown of my breakup with my ex. We did it for 3 years. After 3 years, he decided that he no longer wanted to follow God. The Bible tells us that we should be equally yoked, and I know that, and I was not going to try and compromise with the devil, because in the long run, my children would suffer, I would suffer, my family would suffer. We decided it was smart to take a break and for us to find ourselves. Do not hesitate to talk about Christian, please. God has given you a love that he wants you to share with the world, and I am more than happy to hear about that. From what I have seen so far, I think that kind of love is truly something to look forward to, whether it is back with my ex when he finds himself or even with someone else. And I can't wait to meet him and make another friend, make another brother in Christ. I am so excited about that. Do not make fun of me for being afraid of sharks, okay? They're terrifying. This thing could literally swallow you whole. You could be casually swimming to the shore when all of a sudden you get sucked under like a straw because the shark just suddenly got hungry. I am not okay with that. What do you think was your craziest dream when you were younger? When I was growing up, I wanted to be a princess, but I legit wanted to move to like England and make the prince fall in love with me. And then eventually I got older and I was like, well, it doesn't really work that way. So what was your like biggest dream as a child, and why do you regret it? And speaking of dresses, Hannah, that's all in my closet. They're just so fun, and they're flowy and they're free. They express who I am. Have you ever seen the movie Me Before You about the girl who takes care of the paraplegic? And she just wears beautiful clothing. You have not seen Me Before You. I highly recommend you see it or read the book because it is gold. I do not have the problem with my dresses of them being too short because I am short. I'm not a tall person. I think I'm like 5'4", okay? However, all I do is wear leggings because it makes me feel comfortable. I don't like my legs. I think out of all the parts on my body, my legs make me the most uncomfortable, so I always cover them up. I very rarely wear shorts unless I'm going to bed, and you'll see that at school too. Do you not like your arms for some weird, like is one arm longer than the other, that you don't like them? I actually have been to California. A week after I was born, my parents flew me out to the circus, which was in California. Yes, I've been there. No, I don't remember going there, but I really think that would be a super cool place to visit, especially with me going into broadcast journalism and videography. That is like the gold mine of television. That and New York are two of the best places to go see different studios and stuff like that. Do you know, or have you thought more about what you want to do? I feel you on the whole shopping thing and not having a mall really close to you. I just learned that the nearest mall close to my grandma's house is 2.5 hours away. On the bright side, that means I can't really spend money unless I shop online, and I'm not a big online shopper. I'll be saving a lot of money this summer because I won't be spending it at a mall. But girl, believe me, when we get to Evangel, we're going to shop till we drop. Really gonna shop. That's a High School Musical reference, and I can't think of words because I'm not good at making up words on the spot that rhyme really well. I'm done. I love the movie Nacho Libre. Nacho Libre. Let's talk about it. I don't know. I love the comedy movies that like bring out the Hispanic side in people who aren't Hispanic. I don't even think Jack Black is like Hispanic. College is gonna be so much fun. I can hardly wait. We are almost in July, and then we'll see each other in August. Hannah, 2 months, less than. I'm so stinking excited. I can barely wait. And I'm with you with the whole job on campus thing, just because it's easier. I just need to take time to really settle in, because I feel like if we both try to get jobs off campus, we're just gonna be exhausted and we're just gonna be so frustrated with our schedules. I think it's better to have a job on campus because they work with your schedules, they work with the events. Did you see that homecoming has already been put up on EU's page? Girl, I'm so excited that there's a talent show. I have never been to a talent show. I am so excited. Have you ever been to a talent show or been in one? What did you do? Did you rock it or did you fail? My favorite book was actually written by a woman by the name of Janet Oak. So basically she wrote this one book about a boy who suffers from autism and how he goes to school, and the only way he could communicate with people was through music. And one thing that I loved that she described so beautifully was the way that he prayed in the book. And the way that he prayed was he put his hands under his chin and he flapped his arms. So people thought he was crazy because he would do it at lunch, he would do it when he was scared, he would do it almost anywhere. People didn't understand what it was, and you didn't know what it was until the very end of the book when he was talking to God and he was flapping his arms and he was praying. My favorite series is definitely Harry Potter. I'm such a huge Harry Potter nerd. Ron Weasley all the way. That is my man. Hermione Granger, hit me up. We're about to go out. Are you like, do you have a book series that there's just one character that you are in love with? I am in love with Augustus Waters in The Fault in Our Stars. I know that's super cliche, but he is just amazing. And the way that he talks to Hazel Grace, I don't know. I have a weak spot for guys that use a first and last name. I like how you said Belle was your favorite princess because she's literally my favorite princess, and I'm not saying that to be like Nacho Libre. That's my favorite because I feel like I relate to her in so many ways. I was always the outcast. Love to read. I look awful in yellow. I'm too white. Such a gringa. Is there a color you think that you just look awful in? Because yellow is my color. I think you'd look really good in red. You looked really good in blue in your family pictures, but for some reason I just feel like you would rock the color red. I am loud. Obviously I'm not loud right now because everyone's sleeping and I don't want to wake everyone up and make everyone angry. Typically a really loud person. I am not afraid to embarrass people in public. Like I have a friend in Florida. Whenever we went to Walmart, there was this one time we went to Walmart and she's terrified of Walmart. I don't know why, but we went to Walmart at like 12 o'clock at night. So yeah, there's a lot of sketchy people out. So we were walking into Walmart and she started to freak out because she thought this guy was following us. So I turned around and I stopped and I looked at the guy and I said, "Hey, are you following us?" And she was mortified. She was so scared. She was like, "You can't ask that question. We gotta go. Let's run right now." And I was just like, "Okay, bye guy. It was nice to meet you. My friend wants to leave because she thinks you're following us, but I don't think you're following us. I think she's just overreacting." And she didn't talk to me for like a week because she was so mad that I would like point this guy out. She was so embarrassed. You just gotta do it. You just gotta do things for the fun of it because you don't know what's gonna come tomorrow. You don't know what's gonna happen. So please be prepared because I will call people out. I am definitely a night owl. I can stay up all night long. I mean, I'm not like grumpy in the morning, but I can stay up all night. Are you like that too, or do you prefer to sleep in, or do you wake up early? Like when we go to school, I'm probably gonna want to wake up and go to breakfast just because it's the most important meal of the day. So I'm gonna go to breakfast. I'll ask if you want to go with, but if you're not a morning person, I understand. I love playing card games, playing Skippa or 500 or Rugby 500. Rummy 500. What is your favorite card game? Because I assume you like to play them if you ask me that question. If I had to choose a color to wear for the rest of my life, it would probably be gray. I have really gotten into this like trend where I feel like I look awesome in gray. Not like super dark gray, but not super light gray. It's like a medium gray, just in the middle. Like the jacket I'm wearing right now is gray. I don't know. People say black is a slimming color. I think gray is just really slimming on me. What about you? Red. Probably red because I said red. No, you probably like a different color, but that's okay. I did find this outfit that I really enjoyed on Pinterest. If you go to my Instagram page or my Facebook page and you look at my profile picture, it's the picture of me in my blue jean like shirt, and then I have my big poofy pink skirt. I found that on Pinterest for an Easter outfit and I did not know how it was gonna look. So I tried it on one night, just like messing around, and I fell in love with it and I just wanted to keep it on forever. Girl, slayed. I slayed. I look so good. Do you ever encourage yourself like in the mirror when you feel like you feel really good about yourself? Yes, girl, you look so good. Look at your hair. Look at your nose. Look at your eyeballs. You are a child of God. You are beautiful. You deserve chocolate, money. Maybe you don't because you don't work hard, but you deserve love. You don't need love right now. Boys are overrated. You are a queen, girl. You are a princess. You are a child of God. Ooh. Ooh. Hey, hey. Yeah, that's what you're going to be stuck with. No shame. Okay, so it's my turn to ask you a couple questions. What is your all-time favorite cereal to eat and why? Do you like to do face masks? Because, girl, I love to do myself some face masks, even if it makes me look like Shrek. This might be a really weird question, but if you could pick the most annoying sibling, who would it be and why? Granted, I know you're not really embarrassed to be related to them, but you know what I mean, that sister feeling. I might start sending video emails to you just because I really want to get back into my videography and my vlogging, and with my blog where it is right now, I'll spend most of my time writing on that to like perfect that, and then I'll be using this time with you to practice my videography. So if you don't like that idea, you can tell me and I'll go back to emailing. I have no problem with that at all. Do not feel like you have to send a video back. You totally can if you want to. I have no problem with that at all. So with so much laughter and hugs and goofiness and videotapes, Deanna Peterson. Wow.